Shel Silverstein was born in Chicago, Illinois, on September 25th in the year of 1930. When Shel was 13, he wanted to play ball or dance with the girls, but after a while he found out that he could not do either of those things, so he started to draw and write instead. When Shel was 20, he served in the military in Korea for 6 years until 1956. When Shel was 34, he wrote and illustrated The Giving Tree. A book editor named William Cole said that there was a huge problem with the story. He said that the ideas were too grown up for children, but too childish for adults. But Shel defended his idea and said that he believed in his story and would not have tried to get it published if he had not thought it was good enough. Few things Shel and I have in common are that we both like to play music and draw. Shel Silverstein died on May 10th at the age of 69 in Key West, Florida. I thought Shel Silverstein's book of poems, called A Light in the Attic, were really funny and exciting to read. I liked all the creativity he put into it. Like in a poem called The Sitter, Mrs. McTwitter is a babysitter, and when she is supposed to be taking care of a child, she actually sits on the child. My favorite poem is Prayer of the Selfish Child, because a selfish child prays to the Lord, asking that if he dies that night, the Lord break all of his toys so that none of the other kids can play with them. The original composition was actually a prayer called A Child's Prayer, but Shel changed it up to make a funny poem. A few reasons I chose this poet are that I've seen a lot of books by him, and I've heard that his poems are fantastic. I also have a book by him called A Giraffe and a Half. One thing I noticed about Shel's style was that each of his poems are funny and unique. So my project is about Prayer of the Selfish Child, and it goes like this. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. But if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my toys to break. Let none of the other kids can use them. And I drew a picture of a girl with her toys playing this poem. Shel actually based his poem on an 18th century prayer called A Child's Prayer, and it goes like this. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. But if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. And it means that that child does not want to die that night, but if he does, he wants his soul to go to heaven, not anywhere else. On the other hand, Shel's version means that that child doesn't want to die that night, but if he does, he doesn't care where his soul goes. He just wants his toys to break. And that is an example of how Shel's poems are funny and unique. I also brought in a few pictures of Shel, and I'll pass these out. And this is Shel in probably his backyard, and this is a blow-up picture of Shel Silverstein. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Melanie, something I'm really glad that you did was you gave us the original version of the Child's Prayer, because that kind of shows how he has changed the original. It kind of puts the humor in there a little bit better, because I know when I was growing up, I would, Now I lay me down to sleep. We would say the original one. And so that's why to me this is so hysterical. It's because he adds in that line. So none of the other kids can use them at the end. So thank you for doing
Sarah's
that.
phone secretary. Felix.
I like how you organized in your presentation, and I could tell you practiced a lot.
Thanks. Cassidy.
How long did it take you to make your project and do all of the report things?
It took me about 4 to 5 hours.
It's beautiful. Where did you get the pictures?
I found them on the back of the books.
Have you read any other Shel Silverstein books?
Yes.
Did you read a couple of them to figure out which one you wanted to choose?
Yes.
Did you? Did you get another compliment or question?
Millie.
I really like creativity and trying to have like all different types, not just like a couple toys, but just put like tables and tables of toys, and I can see that it's really a really selfish child, and like I really feel like I really like this film because of how much it means to us.
Now that's not you in that picture, is it?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Thank you, Melanie. Good job. Beautiful job.